Hello, beautiful. Welcome to this week's White Light Wednesday. Very excited to bring a message to you this week. All right, just connecting. So, as usual, I'm sure that you've probably connected with one of my videos before, and if not, this is how we do it. So, this is an intuitive reading. It's also a general reading. So, this is basically for anyone who is here and feels as though there is a message here for them. So all you need to do is just feel into whether you feel drawn to number 1, 2, or 3. You might be drawn to a couple of those. And trust whatever comes through for you. And what I find is really helpful if you just allow yourself to slow down and come into stillness, because it's not about needing to think about the number. It's about really coming into the moment so that then you can connect with your intuition and what is dropping in for you. Another way that I come back and listen to these myself, because I often forget what I've said, and I will upload it, and then a little bit later I'll feel drawn. I'll feel into what number I'm drawn to, and I'll come back and listen, and it's like I'm listening to somebody else speak. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so spot on. A couple of times I'm like, I want to just leave a comment, I'm like, that would be weird. But the way that sometimes I do it, if I can't, if my head's been quite busy and I'm not quite sure which one it's drawing me to, what I'll do is I'll use my body. So my body, I have found, never lies when it comes to helping me connect with my inner knowing. And the way that I use it is when I breathe. So I become aware of how my chest reacts to my breath. And you'll notice when you breathe, when you're thinking about something, you'll probably either notice that your chest feels a bit contracted and tight, or it might feel really open and expansive. And so that's how I notice when something is sitting right for me, or when something's not right. So when I bring in each number, I will breathe. And so I'll bring in the number 1, and I'll breathe. And I'll notice how my chest reacts, if it feels tight or not. And then I'll do that with number 2 and number 3. And if I've allowed myself to get into that space of like neutral beforehand, and allowed myself to kind of just be still for a moment before I do it, then what I notice is that one of those numbers is much more expansive than the other 2. And that is how I know which one I'm being drawn to. So you may like to try that today if you are unsure about which number to go to. That can be a great practice. You could start doing that through these videos and seeing what you're drawn to. And then that's something that you could bring into your life as well, as a way to be able to communicate with your body and your intuition. And it doesn't necessarily mean that something is wrong for us in our life, but it means that there's something there. There's something that is there that needs to be looked at, that needs to be, there's something that our body is telling us, that there is something there. So if you're feeling into something and it feels tight, perhaps there's something there that you haven't expressed about that. Perhaps there needs to be a conversation that needs to be had. There's something that you kind of may be blocking yourself from. So yeah, give that a go and let me know how you go with it. So jump forward whenever you're ready to reading 1, 2, or 3, and I'm really excited to do them for you today. Hello, number 1. My throat, all of a sudden, as soon as I started recording this, has gone super crazy, not just for you guys, but for the whole video. And whenever I do readings, this is because the throat chakra is clearing, and it's really kicked in now that I'm doing your readings for number 1. Remember, this is a general reading, so it is for everyone. If there's anything that doesn't sit well with you, leave it behind. But what I'm getting is that there's some clearing happening in your expression center. So this is an invitation for you to self-inquire as to if there's something that you haven't been expressing in your life. Have you been speaking what you really want to say? And if not, this is an opportunity for you to get those words out. Even if it's not to the person straight away, it could be that you actually just sit down and write it out. But there's something in there that wants to come out. So you may like to feel into what that is for you. Okay, so, and it's interesting that as soon as I have started to say that my voice is starting to clear on its own, because it's energy. and I obviously needed to get that message to you. So you will probably find the same, you know, once you've expressed yourself, then you'll start to feel a lot clearer. All right, so I'm going to pull 3 cards for you from the Starseed Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. I've already got one that jumped out of the pack. Oh, I love that card. Oh, beautiful. What have we got here? Oh, such beautiful cards. This is such high vibrational energy. So we have the Star Family as your first card. You are part of a team of souls. Call in support. The Courageous Peony. Multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. And the 7 Star Sisters. Birthing creations, tapestry of life, and expression. Look at these 3 cards all together. How stunning is that? That is the energy of what you're in right now. Oh, so much light. Look at all the light in there, and yeah, lots of divine feminine energy. Beautiful. So I'm just going to feel into this. It's interesting that expression has come through, because I can very much relate to these. You might have gone through a stage where you've connected with people in your life that you feel really connected with, or you might be going through that right now or about to, but usually this card is what you've been going through. So it's connecting with people that you are your star family. So you might hear it like soul family. You know, it's those people that you're not necessarily blood related with, but that you share a deep connection with. And so these people are coming into your life now, and it's really beautiful. And what I have found recently, as a lot of these people have started really showing up in my world, in my radar, and those connections are forming, is that it's a reflection of how you have grown and evolved as a person. Because obviously by attracting in these relationships, you obviously need to be in that energy yourself. So that's really beautiful. And to know that you don't have to do everything on your own. So you can collaborate, you can call in support. It might be people that, as I've said before, that you haven't even known for long, that you just feel a deep connection with. That's the energy that's coming through with this card. And I feel like it's quite a spiritual energy. So if you've been on a journey of awakening and then really connecting with the people who are very much aligned with where you are right now. The Courageous Peony, this is about embracing that new version of you, and not even the new version of you, but rediscovering parts of yourself perhaps that you're like, oh, you know, I've gone to new parts of myself that maybe I haven't tapped into before, and actually really embracing all of those parts of you as the multifaceted and unique, incredible person that you are, and allowing yourself to be seen for that. So she is very much, she has her eyes closed, she's so connected in with who she is, and she is allowing herself to bloom from that place. And, you know, all these flowers are so different from each other, but they're all beautiful in their own way. And this is about you actually allowing yourself to be seen for fully who you are right now, like fully embracing all of those parts of yourself, and then letting that be who is the version that gets shown to the world, rather than having a mask or a facade, or not feeling safe in being able to be the person that you actually really are inside. It's showing the world that incredible, unique, multifaceted version of you. And what happens as you do that is that you are birthing this new age, this these women that have all, like, I feel like have been coming into your life. It's like you're all dancing together in this creative expression of your own soul's expression. And then by you all dancing in your own soul's expression, it is creating one bigger tapestry of movement. And so even what I'm seeing right now is, like, you remember when you're when you would go swimming in a pool as a kid, and did you ever like walk around in a circle to try and create a what's it called, kind of like a tornado in the water as you would walk around? And it was hard work doing it on your own, but you could. But what I'm seeing here is it's like, okay, so you're creating your own version of that energy, and then all these people that you're connecting with are coming together and doing that as well. And you can imagine the energy that would be created and churned, and oh, it would be powerful, right? And I feel like that is what is the energy that you are really stepping into. By allowing yourself to be fully seen, you're then able to connect with the other, I'm feeling, women who are here to also be seen in their magic and what they are here to do. And together, you guys are creating this vortex of transformation, healing. It's really, really so beautiful. And what I'm seeing here with these lights up above, it's like this is the connection that you have and the guidance that you're receiving in what to birth and bring through in order for the universal and conscious awakening. So what a powerful, powerful reading. That is just, I honor you so much for being on this journey. And I want to pull you a card from the Sacred Rebels Guidebook by Alana Fairchild. Be the hunter, not the hunted. I'm going to read this one for you. Do you feel that you are at the beck and call of circumstances, situations, and relationships that are outside of your control? Is your attention being called away from what you love, from your passionate focus upon your own journey and creative self-expression? Are you feeling roped into becoming a support, tonic, savior, and heal all for others? There is a big difference between healthy supportiveness in a relationship, which includes healthy self-support, and ignoring your own journey out of misplaced guilt, shame, unworthiness, or the belief that the needs of others are more important than your own. That is not compromise, that is unhealthy and neglectful of yourself. You are being asked to see through the assumptions, expectations, tantrums, or manipulations that may be put upon you by yourself or others. See through them to the truth. You can only sidestep, change your response to, or choose to release that which you can recognize. This oracle brings you some important news. You are capable of seeing the truth, outsmarting old patterns, and responding more creatively to craft new and improved relationships. You don't have to be drawn into the drama of others or the suffering of repetitive struggles. You can become still and intent with a willingness to see the truth. In doing so, you will be open to being shown another way through the inner wisdom of your heart, or a flash of insight from the great universal mind that penetrates your own awareness. This oracle also brings you particular guidance that there is a message coming your way. This message will be important to you, and you are not to paint it as anything more or less than what it is. Sit with your heart, take your time, even if there is a deadline for your answer. You will be able to, sorry, I lost myself there. You will be able to bend and stretch time so that in your relaxation you can feel what your truth is in the situation at hand and respond appropriately. The more honest your response, without the need to be aggressive or apologetic, the more energy you will be unleashing from unhealthy patterns and into the fresh new course your life now wants to take. This is a powerful time for you. No matter how seemingly small or how apparently dramatic events around you appear to be, know that you are stepping into a new phase of empowerment. From that place, a new freedom and self-love will emerge. Mother Nature offers you the wisdom medicine of the owl, the ability to hear what is not spoken and see what is hidden in darkness. Trust what you feel beyond appearances. The power and magic of the owl is working with you, and Mother Nature is by your side, assisting you in navigating the current life transition into a new way of being. Wow. So if you're going through a big transition phase and stepping into your own empowerment, you're seeing the truth behind things, but more importantly, feeling that truth behind things and really feeling into what is right for you and what isn't, setting boundaries around that, expressing your truth, and knowing that you don't have to make split decisions in order to please others. You're allowed to have that time for yourself to really feel into what is right for you. And that by doing that more and more, you are going to be stepping into this new phase of life that is much more aligned and empowered with everything that you are deep within, and connecting with those relationships that are so upgraded in the sense that it's so connected with who you are at your heart and really resonating on that same level. So there's a healing process here that I want to read for you. It says, relax and imagine, perceive or feel that there is a deep indigo night sky above you and a full moon shining. There is stillness. For a moment there is peace. Then you just hear the sound of wings moving through the air, and you can see an owl pass in front of the moon. There is grace and unwavering focus in the movement. There is absolute certainty and precision. Feel the power and natural ability of that animal to navigate with strong, unwavering instinct. Whew. Now imagine that the owl is with you. It might be sitting above you on a tree branch or by your feet, for example, and feel your vision become sharp and your hearing acute. You are able to see, hear, and sense the truth, even when it is obscured by lies, manipulations, unconsciousness, or deception. You will be the successful hunter for the truth. You will not be hunted down or fall prey to illusion. And say to yourself or receive these words as I read them, I am willing to accurately perceive the truth in whatever life situation is now helpful for my spiritual growth and creative awakening. I feel empowered to commit to myself and my path without fear or holding back. I receive this vision through unconditional love, so be it. And in your own time, just open your eyes, and then you have completed your healing process. Notice the intuitions, thoughts, and impressions that occur to you over the coming days or weeks. Don't discount your sense of things. When something occurs to you, don't dismiss it. Instead, affirm to yourself, with unconditional love, I will be inspired as to how to creatively and consciously deal with this, and so be it. Wow. So you might want to listen to that a couple of times. I feel like I can resonate with a lot of that. So I feel like a lot of us are going through very similar things at the moment. But still clearing that throat chakra. Sending you lots of love. I hope that this was helpful. And if you need any clarification, please let me know. Yeah. Hope you're having a beautiful week. Hello, beautiful number twos. Welcome to this week's reading. I am so excited to do this for you. In reading one, I had this massive shift through the expression center, the throat chakra, and it's kicking back in a bit at the moment for you guys. So I think it's a message for everyone right now. If there is something that you feel like you need to express what your truth is with someone or the world, this is your invitation to go within and really feel into what that is and allow yourself to express it. So, like, writing is really helpful to help get that out. But then, of course, sharing your truth with others is important as well. So it's definitely a message for you as well. So I'm sorry if I'm sounding really croaky. But you've got to just trust the, the energy and the messages that come through. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for you from the Starseed Oracle deck by Rebecca Canmore, of course, always using these ones lately. Oh, okay, that one was 2. And one more. Okay, so, ooh, lovely, beautiful. All right, so the first card we have is Starkeeper. Love this card. Starkeeper, cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. Second card, I remember. Soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. And third card, karmic relationships. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. I want to pull one more clarifier card on this karmic relationships one. see how this is. The courageous peony is what came through. So let me just feel into this for a moment. Okay. Whenever I look at this card, I see a connection to this higher source energy, this ascension. But see how he's made a stone? Like, it's very important to stay grounded in that. And I also see the opening to the heart. So I feel like there's a lot being happening on your journey of connection to yourself, to a higher guidance. And it's really about, you know, connecting in with that heart space, but it's really important to stay grounded in that. So making sure that you're getting outside, you know, connecting with nature, taking your shoes off, taking your breaths, even imagining the energy going down through your feet into the earth. Often when we are, you know, our crown and third eye and everything is opening in new ways, we can feel a bit all over the shop because there's so much opening up here, and there's a lot of energy going on up here. And it might not be that that's not happening for everyone, but it's always an important reminder to actually get grounded, because even if we're in our thoughts a lot, you can think about where all that energy is going. It's all up in our head. And so it's important to ground that down and actually imagine that energy dropping into every cell of our body, like even right down to our toes and our feet. And then imagine, like, really feel the soles of your feet, even do it right now, and feel how they're connected to the floor or your shoes or the ground, and really become aware of them. And imagine that energy going down through your feet into the earth, and like really connecting with your breath, and your breath is helping to move that energy down. And this in itself can be absolutely life-changing, because we are often so caught up with our energy all in our chest and above that we forget to really bring it right down into our legs and our feet and the earth. And we can feel very different about life when we approach it from that balanced perspective of being grounded in earth, as well as connecting, you know, with our intuition and that source energy. So there's definitely a message there of, it says, see the light by staying grounded. And the more that we're grounded, the more that we can bring through the intuition and the higher guidance in practical ways, because we're connected with ourselves on a human level. And we can stay more focused, and it's very important part of the process. Card number 2 of I Remember, Soul Plan, the Fated Life versus the Destiny Life. It's like a coming home to yourself. So reconnecting with parts of yourself that you might have had an inkling were there for a long time, but this is about you really giving yourself the opportunity and space to connect in with her. So see how she's like sitting at this water, she's got this light within her, she's got all this energy coming out the top of her head and connecting in, and she's sitting on the earth. So I feel like this is really balanced, because she's on the earth, she's connecting with the water, which is often our emotions, you know, that feminine intuition, but then she's also got all this beautiful energy that she's connected to above her head. And she's going within. So I feel like this is a time for you to actually really connect in with yourself. So whether you're having an awakening of sorts, it's time for you to just really discover who you are, and to go to those parts of you that you've wanted to perhaps for a long time, but you might not have had the opportunity to, or life's always been too busy, or you weren't quite sure how to. And it's like there's this opportunity here for you to remember yourself on a level that you haven't before. And what I've just noticed in this card, I can kind of see like this hand on this lady's shoulder, and I feel that as like a reassuring, you know, when a loved one puts their hand on your shoulder and it's like, you're all good, you know, everything's going to be fine, or when you've got a loved one that just walks past you and just, you know, puts their hand on your shoulder as they walk past. And it's like they don't need to say anything in that moment, but it's like over our body we get this, you know, that feeling of like, oh, that was really nice. You know, I feel supported. I feel like they're thinking of me. They've got me. And that's what I'm being drawn to in this card, is this like, oh, everything's all good. You know, you don't have to worry. You can relax. You can feel safe and supported. And it's almost like this ancestor just like putting their hand on your shoulder going like, it's okay. I love you. You can slow down. You can connect in. You can trust. It's so beautiful. That's what I'm noticing in this. And then this card is about seeing things from a higher perspective. So if you have had, or you might be experiencing, or there might be times that come up where there is some conflict. And the thing about conflict is that it's an opportunity for us to go inward and to, again, discover more about ourselves, discover more about where we're coming from and our beliefs. It's about things might come up that are an invitation to look at from our childhood and heal. Is rarely about the other person. It's about how we can empower ourselves in this situation by learning more about us and also expressing our truth from our heart rather than being reactive. But this card is about not necessarily relationships coming apart, but coming closer together through seeing things from a higher perspective and being able to see things from other people's perspectives. So there's a lot of growth around that. So I feel like you're going through this journey of connecting more with yourself and going through a stage of growth perhaps you're about to step into. And the beauty of that is that you get to discover more of your unique nature, who you are, what you want in your life, what your values are, and allowing yourself to be seen and heard for who that is. And, you know, I want to just, again, that reassuring hand on your shoulder, that even in those times when that feels hard, or you have to really back yourself, or you need to, other people may not agree with you, it's like that reassuring hand that it's okay. It's okay. You're held, you're supported, you're doing a great job. Just keep coming back to here, keep getting grounded, trusting in who you are. And yeah, that's really beautiful. I feel like I want to connect with a page from the Master of One for you. Alignment through all realms. The whole world is going through a major shakeup, an identity crisis. Wow, and this was written before COVID. We have seen the rise of humanity coming either as one or against one another. There are two polarities existing. Polarity. Those who seek peace, love, and equality, and the other power and control. We are rising as one to be the change. A rise where we have begun to develop a conscious awareness of the true blueprint of the planet. Within each individual, unconsciously, they contain this seed. Awake or asleep, every single person has the power to change. The chaos reflects where the change is needed. It shakes up our values. Who you were 5 years ago or who you identified with would be totally different today. When we have our awakening, our earthly identity will constantly keep evolving. We get closer to our higher self, the best possible evolution for this reincarnation in this lifetime. And as triggers occur that rock our foundations, we get clues about what our spirit stands for. This is a powerful understanding. This transformative period becomes so powerful that you can no longer live out of integrity or feel like you can connect with others who are out of theirs. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what we've just been talking about. And this is okay. Oh, I've got full body tingles. Your interests, commitments, experiences will only reflect more of what is of value to you. Follow it. You are a divine being who has experienced many lifetimes of developing gifts and talents, and you are accessing that unlimited capacity of your being now. So check in. Are you in alignment of self in all aspects of your life, or do you hide away in certain areas? And that is about this card here, letting yourself be seen for the multifaceted, incredible, unique person that you are, and aligning with that. Just take a moment to look at social media and you can take a glimpse into someone's world or perceived persona. With the rise of the digital age, we have a crisis of who am I in a spiritual sense, my true nature? Who am I in this physical reality? Who am I in this virtual reality? Are you in alignment in all realms of life, or do you portray to the world one aspect of yourself when you are really another? Live a life that's congruent with your soul and your values. Perhaps there are aspects in your life you feel like you want to hide. They could be because of work purposes, or you're not entirely, or you're not entirely out of your spiritual closet yet. There are some circumstances where you may feel you need to protect your identity, and this is okay as long as you are not sacrificing your essence for the approval of others. Who you are is good enough. And so your inquiries here are, what do you value in life? What and who do you feel makes you compromise who you are? Are you able to authentically be you in all areas of your life? And what actions do you need to take to come into full alignment? Oh, I feel like this is so on point for so many right now. I've had sessions about this exact thing with people, and this is a major, major one. So please don't brush over this. Please allow yourself time to really ask yourself these questions and go deep with it, because it could literally transform so much for you. Sending you love. I know that it is not easy, but it is so worth it. Oh, the world needs you to be seen in all that you are. All right, beautiful. Thank you for being here. Lots of love. All right. Hello, number threes. Welcome, beautiful. These first two have been really powerful. So I'm sending you so much love. I'm tuning into our beautiful number threes for your highest good. Okay. I'm going to start with 3 cards from the Starseed Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. Such beautiful cards. All right, what's my good? It's really interesting because the other 2 readings, I had a lot coming through with the throat chakra and actually expression, but that's cleared now, so we don't have that for you guys. Okay, so the first card that we have is the, screw it, the Golden Children. Inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. You are not alone. Isolation, physical connection and community. And then the third card is the Great Severing. Mars energy and anger, conflict, and softening to love. And I pulled a clarifier card with that one, which is the Seas of Mintaka. Seeing potential and bringing unconsciousness to light. All right, so I'm just going to feel into this for you. I feel like there's parts of yourself that have wanted to come out, and this is like the innocence of who you have been as your inner child. It's like reconnecting with those parts of yourself that maybe have been underneath layers of, beliefs, or have been hidden away for a certain amount of time. And I feel like there's this connection to your inner child that is re-emerging. And it's like, it says inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. So it's almost like perhaps as a little girl or a child, you knew things, or there was this inner sense that you like were magic, or you had this inner knowing within you, or you just knew how to play and be joyful, and maybe there was this knowing about life, you know, this understanding that you couldn't explain as a child, but it was just this inner wonder and maybe deep, I'm getting this feeling in me like this deep understanding of how life worked, or there's this, yeah, like this inner um, connection or power. I can really feel it in here actually. And I feel like it's almost like this permission that you've given yourself, or you are giving yourself, to reconnect with that part of yourself. To actually go, you know what, like I am going to bring all of this through. And there's so much, I keep getting drawn to this like rare gifts, and it's like actually really connecting with who you are on a deep level. And this is coming through in all of the readings actually, which was really powerful. I can really feel it all through here. It's power. It really feels powerful. That's the only way I can describe it. But it's like it's coming from the depths. Like it's like a rumbling of, but it's good. You know, that's what I'm feeling. And the second card of You Are Not Alone is about actually really calling in those who are on the same journey as you. So see how they're not touching, but they're connected, and that's the sense. So even though you're in isolation right now, it doesn't mean you can't connect with the people who understand you on this journey and are going to help you with these next stages. There's so many out there going through the same thing right now and wanting to connect with more of themselves, and it's like connect with that community. Look out for communities to connect with as your true self, as this version of yourself that is, you know, rumbling and awakening. Perhaps you're feeling called to birth some things and bring some things to life, or perhaps you're also spending time with your children and it's connecting with their innocence that has helped you to actually want to bring out your inner child more. So there's some connection here around children for sure. The great severing, softening to love. So I feel like this is about you connecting it back in with your heart space and your connection with yourself. Because whenever I get this card, I can see the disconnection between what's happening here and the universe is like very flat. So I feel like there's this invitation here for you to connect in more with yourself by softening. And perhaps it's about really connecting in with your feminine energy as well, of stepping out of so Mars is very masculine. The Mars is like do, go, control, in defense, that sort of energy. And what it's asking you to do is to step out of that and come into your feminine and connect with your heart space, your womb space, really softening into the beautiful woman that you are and connecting with that. And by doing that, you're bringing unconsciousness to light. You're bringing those parts of yourself that perhaps you have stayed away from because you've wanted to control or not go there. It's like the more that you actually go to those places that are scary or that you haven't wanted to go to because you've wanted to stay like in more of that masculine energy, when we actually connect with that is when we go to new levels. We actually connect with more of our potential. We see things clearly. We start to bring that unconscious part of ourselves and that connected part of ourselves to light, which is really beautiful. And I feel like this is coming through from this connection of your inner child. Perhaps there's something that she's needing, and by you actually recognizing what it is that she needed as a little girl, you're able to give that to yourself, give that to your own children. And I feel like there's a softening within that allows you to connect more with yourself through your feminine. And this will actually, connecting with other women through community, ones that are aligned with you in the journey that you're on, is going to help you with that a lot. Beautiful. I'm going to pull a page from the Master of One for you. Divine presence. I am that I am. You can't really put into words the endless stream of divine energy that is you. When you are truly in an inspired state, do you notice how you can just walk into a room and people can automatically feel you? It's as if your physical body becomes translucent and you are like the sun lighting up the room. Your energy expands and it feels you are touching every aspect of that room, yet staying in your physical body. And we can no longer show up being small. With this expanded awareness of our divine aspects, we are consciously choosing to take control of our lives. This new level of perception means that we start to take full ownership of what we create right in front of us. We are being called to step up, own our light, and live out our presence. You are accountable for your conscious actions. You are taking ownership of every part of your life. Our transcendental soul knows that to operate from anything other than our divine aspect feels unnatural. And I'm really feeling drawn to these soul mastery lessons for you on the side here. It says, listen and follow your soul calling. It's in the small action steps we feel in our heart that makes the difference. Have fun along the way. Know that you are never off your path. You are always aligned to your soul purpose. Each present moment unfolds your true purpose in life. Consciously choose to live a life of light. You are here to be a catalyst of change for the highest good of all. When you show up, your purpose does too. Be receptive to the grace of the universe, and you are here for a reason. You are light. You are that heart expansion. You are everything. Wow, these were like really powerful readings today. And number 3 is I want to pull you one card from the Sacred Reckless Guidebook by Alana Fairchild. The perfection of your life. I'm just going to read the short message from this card. Whether the chaos seems subtle, strong, internal, or external, this oracle brings the same message for you. All is unfolding according to a perfect higher order. You are currently enduring a cosmic spiritual storm which is having an impact on you. It is clearing things out, ruffling feathers, and preparing you for that lovely, super fresh, uplifting feeling that one experiences after the storm has finally passed. If you have drawn the oracle, I know we don't need that part. If you cannot believe there is anything happening, even at a subtle level, because you feel stuck, denied, bored, thwarted, or stale, this oracle brings you a message also. No matter what appears to be, in truth, there is only the unfolding creative genius of the universe. You are not forgotten. You have not been looked over. You have not been denied, found wanting, or rejected as unworthy. The storm that needs to erupt is in your own heart. Do your liberating rain dance. Rage, weep, pray, dance, paint, or sing. Express whatever is needed, however is needed, to exercise the blocked energy in the heart. And then you will call on the powerful perfection of your life path as it aligns for the next creative turn of the spiral of life. And once again, you will trust and directly experience the flower of life unfolding within you and around you. Woo! So yeah, there's some big energy here around you connecting in with your heart and your feminine and just softening into your heart, because that is where I can feel this power all through my belly, and there is much there that can be tapped into, and it's just so ready. Yeah. Also, I put out a brand new podcast episode today, and it is probably my favorite so far. It is about doing life my way, not the right way. And I have the beautiful Amy McKenzie from Designing Her Life sharing her story with us. So check it out. I know you'll love it.